Hey, what's up everybody? Bailey from Inbound Web Development here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So if you don't know, Inbound Web Development, we are a marketing company based out in Boulder, Colorado, and we primarily help our clients create marketing-focused websites that look really, really great, and then work with them to create smart, effective, conversion-focused digital marketing campaigns. So on today's video, I want to go over the web design process from you, the client's perspective. So this video is going to be very helpful if you are a business owner getting your business idea off the ground, a marketing person within an organization that has been tasked with helping your company find a web development partner, whether that be a freelancer or an agency, to create a marketing focused website for your company. So I'm going to be covering each major phase of the web design process in this video, including the pre-sales phase, which I think will be very interesting. And essentially this is meant to give you the confidence to move forward so that you can properly vet freelancers and agencies to see if they have the right experience and capabilities for your project. And really, I believe that the process is really where it all begins and ends, because ultimately the process is what is going to ensure that your partner has experience and they have a process for effectively producing websites that are going to help your business in the long term, but also that they're going to be able to do it in a reasonable time frame so that you can actually start to see some business results from your website. So if that sounds good to you, make sure to watch the whole video. Also make sure to subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be putting out videos on each of these major key phases going forward. So this is just meant to be a quick overview, but going forward, we will be diving deep into each of these phases of the web design project coming up. All right, so the first step in building a website for your business is going to be to hire either a freelancer or an agency to execute on this project for you. There's a lot that can be said here. The sales process, like I said, I'll be creating videos on each of these different phases. But really what we'll call this now is the pre-sales phase. And essentially what you want to do is make sure that the company you hire, or the individual, if they're a freelancer, is a good fit for you or your company, both professionally, meaning that they have the expertise and the experience and the technical knowledge to implement everything you need implemented from just a pure scope of work perspective. But two, personally, you're going to want to make sure that they are a good personal fit for you and a good cultural fit for you and your company, meaning that, you know, the web design process, this is going to take you a couple of weeks to hopefully only, maybe 2-3 months at the most to build a new website for your company. And, it requires a lot of close collaboration. It requires you to put in a lot of effort and energy into this project. And it's going to require you to work very closely with whoever you hire. So you want to make sure that they are going to be a good fit for you, both personally and professionally, and make sure that you can see yourself working with these people for 2 to 3 months at a time. Because if the process is not going to be fun and enjoyable for you, then I think the work is going to suffer. It certainly has in my experience. All I'll say now for the sales phase is make sure, as you vet freelancers and agencies, that they are a good fit for you both professionally and personally. All right, so now once you've hired someone to help you with your website project, the first step to any successful project is going to be to have a strategy phase where the freelancer or agency you hire does their due diligence to research your business, your competitors, your industry, and really learn what problems that both you and your competitors are kind of facing from an industry and business perspective, but then also learn more about your individual company, what kind of marketing struggles you're currently facing, and how a website can really, really help you grow smarter and faster going forward. Once the research has been done, then it's time to take some marketing insight and then develop an actual strategy for the website. So what this looks like is I usually, at least for my clients, I will summarize all of my findings in a strategy deck that we then discuss to kick off the project. There we'll discuss their competitors, what they're doing online. We'll review their SEO rankings, see where there's potential room for improvement in the new website. And we'll also start to formalize and align on what exactly problems we want to solve with this new website. And then we will work towards setting objectives, goals, and KPIs, key performance indicators. So once the website is live down the line and the project has been completed, 2-3 months later, we'll be able to review the data and see, were we effective in actually solving our problems? And going forward, what can we do if we aren't to actually solve those problems? Now, this is extremely important, because if you don't take the time to do this step, then it's always going to be kind of like shooting in the dark, and there's going to be a lot of misdirections and false starts. But if you have one central, or at least 2 or 3 central problems you're trying to solve, then everything else later on in the project is going to be a lot easier to overcome, because you're going to know exactly what you need to do to solve the exact problems you're trying to solve. So then once I've reviewed all this data with my client, the next step is then to align on the visual direction of the website. So we go through various different design examples I've pulled. I also asked the client to come to the meeting with several examples that they have pulled. So this way, when we go to create the designs later on, we're on the same page as to what kind of look and visual feel we want to go with. We also discuss content and what content each page of the website should have. And this way we are in alignment on what exactly the layouts and content and design direction the website is going to feature. So then in the next phase, the design phase, we can really hit the ground running. All right, so once the strategy has been approved by the client, the next phase of the process is going to be the design phase. Now, depending on who you talk to, this may be the most fun part of the entire process. And it is certainly one of the most important. To help illustrate what we are going to accomplish in this phase, it's helpful to break it down into 3 subsections within the design phase. The first step is we're going to focus on the UX design of the website. And you can think of this as just kind of like the big picture overview. And what this entails is, one, we're going to be working on creating mock-ups of what each of the main pages of the website is going to look like. So this way, before it goes online, you'll be able to see exactly what it looks like, and you'll be able to give your feedback and request revisions so that it matches up with your original vision. What this looks like in practice is we want to align on what content each of the website pages are going to feature and what the layout generally of each page is going to have. Just focusing on the big picture details of the project. So generally things are kept purposely low detail. There's no colors, there's no graphics, there's no images. But this is important because we really want to get right the big picture macro project environment before we start to dive down into the micro details. The next phase then, once we are all aligned on the structure of each page, is going to be the UI design phase. And this is where we start to add colors, we start to add fonts, we start to add images, videos. This is where we start to take every single web page and build it out so that at the end of this process, it is going to be a functional live website mockup that is going to mimic exactly what it'll look like once it's online and been developed in the next phase. And this is going to give you a lot of confidence and a lot of peace of mind because you're going to know exactly what each page will look like, and you're going to be able to request revisions and make sure that it really fits your brand and your business right. The third and final sub-phase of this design process is the content phase. And this is kind of happening in the background while the UX and UI design phases are happening. But essentially, someone on the team, whether it's the agency or freelancer or someone internally that you have, needs to be organizing all of the content. So these are things like blog posts, videos, podcasts, white papers, downloads, anything that can be consumed, but also most importantly, the copywriting, what the actual text of the website is going to say. Now, this is very important and it definitely requires a lot of thought and research up front because I can tell you just from experience, getting content is going to be one of the trickiest parts of any website project. So you definitely want to make sure that the content is organized so the team you're working with can access it and include it in the website right away. Ideally, as I'm starting to use more in my projects, probably do want to hire some sort of copywriter because I will tell you, design is very important. I love great design, but at the end of the day, it's really the words that are going to be doing the selling for your website. And if you don't have a professional copywriter who knows how to write sales effective copy that's going to really motivate people to take action and is going to feel like your website is speaking exactly to them one-on-one, then it really might be helpful for you to think about hiring a copywriter or at least having your agency work with a copywriter because that is just going to make the whole process a lot more efficient because copy is one of the longest things it takes to develop for a website. And two, at this point, when you hire a professional, you can actually have a website that's going to be able to produce these marketing focused results that you're after. All right, so now once the design phase is finished, then it's time to take those designs we've created and actually get them live on the internet. This is where the development phase comes in. And essentially, we are going to use platforms to get these websites coded online so they are fully functional and able to be visited by anyone who goes to your website. What we usually use to develop websites, at least here at Inbound Web Development, is either Webflow for more straightforward projects, kind of our go-to standard tool because it makes it very quick to develop these websites. There's a lot of advanced functionality we can tap into. There's a lot of cool design and animation interaction type things we can do. And then once the website's live, it's very easy to manage and maintain. If the website needs more advanced functionality though, then we usually use WordPress for our clients because we still get very similar design freedom that we do with Webflow, but we are able to access a lot more advanced functionality because WordPress is an open source platform where essentially we are able to integrate it a lot easier with various plugins or other software tools or databases. So it just gives us a lot more functional flexibility when it comes to getting certain technical aspects of a website set up properly. Both are great platforms and we never pigeonhole our clients into choosing one or the other. We look at their project from an honest perspective and just, pick the platform that's going to be best for them in the long run. And fortunately, we've taken the time earlier in this process to understand their business needs. Because we've taken this time, we can usually, with a great amount of confidence, select the right platform for them. That's going to make it easy for them to update the website going forward and to ensure that they don't run into a host of technical issues down the line. All right, so once the website has been developed with either WordPress or Webflow, we at Inbound Web Development have a very thorough pre-launch checklist before we go live with any client website. So this ensures that when we do go live, there's no technical issues, there's no grammar mistakes. It looks great whether you're looking at it on an iPhone, an Android, your laptop, your big screen TV. It's fully responsive, and make sure that we do all the redirections that we need and all the technical backend stuff to make sure that no one has any issues. There's not a bunch of 404 pages where no one can find anything, and you're not going to be losing SEO rankings, of course, which is very, very important. So this is really the website launch phase. In the development and launch phase, the client is usually not too involved, at least nowhere near where they were during the design phase. This is how it's supposed to be because this is what you're hiring people to do for you, the technical implementation and execution. And over the time here at Inbound Web Development, we've built a lot of processes and safeguards to ensure that when it comes to developing websites, we're able to do it in a very fast and time-efficient manner. And then when it comes to launching the websites, we're able to do that without any technical issues to make sure that there's no damage done to your brand. All right, so now once the website is live and everyone's done celebrating and having a good time, then it is time to sit down and decide what the strategy is going to be going forward so that your website can actually produce the business results that it was created to provide. So what does this look like from a practical perspective? Well, two things, marketing and maintenance. So let's start with maintenance. Every time we finish a client website, and generally we do have an idea of where things are going to be headed before this, but let's say we don't, just for this, practical purpose, then we sit down with our clients and ask them how do they want to monitor, maintain their website going forward so that everything stays updated, so it can always be used as a marketing tool going forward. Regular security checks are done to ensure that there's no malicious software or nothing is wrong with the website from a technical foundation. And also just what is their hosting plan, who's going to be in charge of managing and maintaining the website on a daily and weekly basis. So if they have someone in-house who can do that, wonderful, great. We're happy to provide all training so that they can properly maintain and manage the website going forward. But if not, then we're also happy to step in and do it for them, and we'll just bill them for that on a monthly basis. Step 2 of this plan is marketing. Really what we mean here is what is going to be the plan to drive traffic and generate leads from the website now that it's live. There's a funny phrase that we used to use in my last job where they said, build it and they will come does not apply to websites. So you need to have a marketing strategy, a digital marketing strategy on how to generate traffic, whether that's from paid ads like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, etc., Google ads, or SEO, organic traffic, email marketing, organic social media. There's so many different ways you can approach getting traffic. Ultimately, it depends what is going to be best for your business and the types of customers and clients you're looking to do business with. Whatever it is, if the client wants to take their marketing in-house, we totally understand. We'll work with them during this meeting to kind of just give our best recommendations on what we would focus on if we were them. But if they are looking to continue working with us, then we are happy to step in and provide marketing services. Generally, we do paid traffic campaigns and we do SEO. We're really trying to focus in on those two core disciplines because we don't want to be a jack of all trades, master of none. However, if additional services are needed, then we do have the capabilities to hire out a team to make sure that all your marketing needs are covered. And all right, that's basically the web design process from start to finish. Like I said, this is a super abbreviated version. I'm going to be going into a lot more detail on each phase with individual videos coming up to discuss each phase of the process. Hopefully now you have a much better idea of what exactly goes into a web design project. And this way, as you look to hire whether a freelancer or agency, you have a lot more knowledge and you feel a lot more confident to be able to do this. Definitely want to be evaluating people on the process because ultimately, at the end of the day, the process is key for ensuring that you are going to hire someone who is professionally competent and has done this before. And really, at the end of the day, you want to be evaluating for expertise and experience to make sure that they can do your project right. But then also, personally and culturally, you want to make sure that they are going to be a good partner to work with and you are going to enjoy working with them because, like I said, it's going to require a lot of input on your end and it's going to require you to work very closely with these people, so you better hopefully have a good relationship with them. Hopefully you found this video helpful and hopefully you enjoy the web design process with whoever you choose to work with. Personally, I like it a lot because I feel like in many ways it's the ultimate liberal arts project in terms of we need a good foundation, so we need a good strategy, we need to have excellent content and copy so there's a lot of writing that goes into it. We need excellent design, so there's a lot of creativity that goes into it. And then finally, we need to execute that design in the form of a live, fully coded website. So there's a lot of technical knowledge that goes into it. And then also just the constant project management, the communication. There really is a great relationship that develops with this when the project is being executed properly. So for all those different reasons, that's why I've really enjoyed working on these types of projects in my young career so far. And that is why, every day I look forward to work, I guess you could say. So hopefully you found this video helpful. I'm going to be, again, like I said, creating videos on each step of this process going forward. So if you found this video helpful and you're in the market for looking to find a partner for your website, then definitely stick it to this channel. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, would appreciate it. Thank you for watching. See you in a new video soon. Take care in the meantime.